Building a better workforce. I got an article from my mom today from AARP, the magazine, and it was from Sanjay Gupta talking about how he's learned about the mind his whole life. And it was talking about, the article was talking about the brain. And especially for older people, saying how brain stays pretty strong old into age. And the article describes the brain, describes Alzheimer's, diabetes, and different choices and options. From where I'm sitting now, psychological cognition does not get any easier. Trying to make a system with processes for an uncomplicated process already in place gets to be part of the reason why humans have had the same psychological, mental health, medicine, psychiatric care for as long as I've been alive, and as long as my mom's been alive, and as long as most people have been alive in this country, the United States of America. Years ago, there was no internet, there was no technology, there was a TV eventually, and there was a radio. People didn't know much other than what they saw in the news, what they read in the newspaper, and what they heard at the diner. Nowadays, people have learned the new descriptions of the old psychological system, the current psychological system. And they've understood what they've heard, read, thought about, and learned from each other. They confidently and socially and politically claim supremacy and dominance with thinking and thought. But what's missing has to do with how easily distracted this health system gets when someone doesn't care. When they do drugs, when they play loud music for the whole city to hear. Repeating the same song every week in my neighborhood now, in Seattle, Washington. And how this complicates this psychological system, this psychiatric medicine, this philosophy of thinking and thought has to do with having to keep track of mind, self, I, brain, body, health, food, nutrition, consciousness, friends, social life, world. Books written on all of these different words. And continuing to be accomplished in colleges. More brain, more brain, more brain. Strong and dangerously powerful mind. Control emotions. Fun. We are the world. The expressions, the explanations, they don't always meet the standards and the requirements for how people want to feel. And there is where this current system and processes succeed. Folks and people, they don't want to have to learn anymore. They are sick and tired of the government. They are sick and tired of those stupid redneck Republicans in some bullshit fucking class. They just want a job. They just want to be rich. They want a family, they want a wife, they want a house, and they don't want to have to worry about anything else because that's already enough. So the smart people who know the system and the processes, they don't ever have to worry. They don't have to go to school like I did to learn about reading and to learn about social sciences to make up for the deficit from mild autism. They know where they're going to go. They know what they're going to do when they're done there. They've got a mind. They know psychology. Duh. The body's right there, bruh. Sister, look at your body. So to build a better workforce, people can keep teaching the same practices, write more books about the mind, talk more about the brain from a person's perspective who has studied the mind their whole life. And not acknowledge the confusion apparent. Going from mind to brain, as if it's a sound coming out of the mouth and a breeze of air going in the body. To get back to the music being a distraction, to get, even further than the music, drug addicts, drug dealers, gangsters, people who bully. They love mind and psychology. They love people to not understand their brain and body. They're less careful where they go. They're easier to identify. They're easier to fuck the fuck up. Beat, smash, and give some little pills. A brain and a body working together, though, goes smarter, goes safer, goes quieter, and more cautiously. The brain helps the body. The body keeps the brain safe, speed, precision, and then eventually the mind helps control the process. And the system works together. So there's this psychology and there's this psychiatry and this medicine and this health with the brain currently in place. I, self, mind, behavior, emotion, gesture, social, truth, facts, right and wrong, reason. These aren't thrown away with psychological cognition. They are slowly processed and not identified constantly. When the brain and the body work together, less stimulus, less distraction, less misdirection. And when the brain and the body start communicating, then a mind begins to form, begins to take shape, to work with the brain and the body for goals, for dreams, for purpose, for a reason. There's no book needed for the mind, for the emotion, for the psychology, for the next great goal-setting self-help manual. There's an ease and there's a calm and there's a relaxation taking place in this process with the brain and the body, working towards a mind, maybe only a brain and body for now. There's less limits. There's less to worry about. And there's more excitement. Seeing better, hearing better, feeling normal. And not trying to identify every single feeling, emotion, and thought. Recognizing what the brain does, how the body works with the brain doing those activities, those tasks, thinking those thoughts. And allowing them, those parts, brain and body, to make sense.